Ken Campbell needed a good run here tonight to move on to the next round, starting in third. John Forbes in fourth.
Oh, that was close. I almost forgot I had to also get the trash out.
Last week's finish at Darlington, back in
Welcome back.
seventh.
Oh, hey, what do you know? Thanks.
The 8 machine.
Great to be back.
Goes to Brian P. Johnson.
All right, refresh this.
It's Cameron Sarton.
Bowlash. Okay.
Zachary Hall. 13th and 14th going to be Larry Yingling and Anthony Gaudio. 15th and 16th.
So P9 spot.
For Norris, Danny Cochran and Brian Noel going to be 17th and 18th. Rolling off 19th, Jason Tamer and Cody Reed alongside him in 20th. 21st, James Kaufman and Ollie Fonseca in 22nd. 23rd and 24th going to be Ben Kinney and James Heater. And rolling off P26, Tyler Dick.
Let's talk to Tyler. And
It's a short track.
He was debating if he was going to be able to race. Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to here tonight. He's going to be watching. So only 24 drivers take the green here this evening. And there will be one driver set to the end of the line. That's going to be James Kaufman after an incident between the 25 and the 7, as well as collecting the 3 of Ryan Kelly at Darlington. But James Kaufman will have to start at the end of the line. But the field is set. They're ready for 160 laps. Will we find...
All right, sir. Pace car is off.
Racing.
13 inside, 99 behind you. Good luck.
This out. The field is set, and they're ready. Pace car into pit road. Royce and Hicksabah with the starting into the restart zone. We're green here at Phoenix for 160 laps, as it's also going to be Ben Nelson to the outside, but can the field hold steady as they dive down into turn number...
Clear 13, 9 inside.
Hold your breath as they throttle up out of the corner.
Who is number 9?
Number 9 is Shane Therian, so your favorite controller driver.
He set the pace, knew what he was doing last week at Darlington, but this time he's got the track position early. Qualified great, but right behind him, these guys
on your left rear.
Ways, the 63 is going to get right to him coming out of the corner.
Exiting out of the corner.
Not clear.
Ben Nelson leading lap number 1.
You're going to have to run off. Now you're clear inside.
Finished last week at Darlington. Again,
P6 up 2.
That is in green. That's Benjamin Nelson. That is locked into the next round.
All right, just get into a little bit of a rhythm here.
So, there was a little bit of...
Nobody's running away. It's all single file up to the leader.
A total of 10 drivers in blue that are supposed to be our 10 drivers that are inside of our top 10, being Brian P. Johnson, Shane Therian, Nick Crawford, Brian McCann, Cedric Hunter, Ollie Fonseca, Ken Campbell, Ryan Kelly, John Forbes, Cody Reed. Those are your 10 drivers that are inside of the top 11. You're hoping for a solid day here tonight. 5 drivers that are outside looking in an elimination positioning. That's Larry Yingling, Zach Hall, Christopher Norris, Douglas Newbigging, and Brian Noel. Watch out to see them as they're going to be trying to push their way forward for a good finish this evening. We'll hope to get the colors maybe fixed, maybe not, but we do know...
Be conservative yet consistent.
Nelson, Benjamin Nelson leading the way up front as Ryan Kelly, Brian McCann trying to make the charge forward.
Right now you're seeing these drivers getting a little bit of spread out. That might mean that this race might get a little green flag run to it here in the beginning, which is going to be really important to make sure you do take care of your tires here on this slippery surface. As we see maybe Brian McCann get ready to make a move, but not going to do it. Going to go back into single file here. But Sam, like you mentioned, with this being just lap 5 is early in the race, drivers, they have to start thinking, how can they get up there to lead laps? What will they do if Benjamin...
15 slowing you down, 9 charged to the outside, completely blew the corner.
...is playing and risk giving up time on old tires. They're going to have to do what they need to get points.
Yeah, you're going for big points, but I think also what makes things tougher here is 8th place down to 16th in points. Those
both you and Therian are faster than Campbell and 15 right ahead of you.
Forward, and a couple of these drivers are even equal on time because we have John Forbes, Cody Reed, Larry Yingling all tied at the cutoff line on who's going to be in or out. Those drivers all know, hey, we just have to have a solid finish, and we only have to be ahead of those.
3's a little loose, a couple cars up.
To, go for the win. If Benjamin Nelson's are going to be shown as the front runner here early on, our goal is just to run around our competition, and we know we have to be at least 1 to 3 positions ahead on.
That is a very valid point. If Benjamin Nelson feels like, if these drivers feel like he might go out there and win this race and dominate it like he did at Darlington, and that means no one else can win. That's one driver that you don't have to worry about jumping anyone because he's already locked in. That's a really good point. That could change the strategy on how these drivers will attack this track throughout the night. But right now, these laps are slowly ticking away. We're already coming up on lap 8. These drivers are going to start feeling a little bit of handle change, probably around lap 20 to 25. The track will go through a little bit of change, and we're really going to see who starts coming forward.
Starting to move forward, and believe that we have got the majority of our colors figured out now. So the drivers that are in blue, again, are the drivers that are inside of our top 11. The drivers in red are the drivers that are outside of our top 11 in points coming into tonight. And the drivers that are in red, they only have to be 1 to 3 positions ahead of the majority of the drivers that are in blue. So you can have a huge jump if you're having a good run. Like
Way to open the wheel.
Of Douglas Newbigging currently in 10th place, and that's a good enough spot to be moving himself into the next round.
That's what he wants to do, is keep moving forward. He's a driver we remember back in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. He was running a little bit distinct line. He was making up a lot of speed. He had that penalty.
Nine's waiting on you to make a move.
Race went caution free, and he drove up to the...
Tim probably don't like me being all over him.
So we'll see tonight if he starts...
Hey, he's holding you up.
A little bit of different driving style than everyone else. See if it will pay off later on in this race.
You might be wondering also, why is there a puff of smoke on the straightaway? There were some drivers that accidentally did a burnout on the initial start, and that smoke is just not dissipated. It's stayed where it's at. And Cedric Hunter and Brian Johnson getting a little bit spooked out of the...
Ken Campbell's a P8 driver. He is...
Number 3, again, getting used to this track again, as we're used to the curve.
5 points behind you.
Slightly has the start-finish line shifted forward, and so the corners are all shifted around.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to wreck him because I've wrecked him twice in another league.
17 air temp, it's a lot cooler, and that's a normal winter weather.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Caution's
out.
That's going to be the thing to watch out.
Looks like Cedric Hunter crashed.
As this race progresses, no contact. Cedric Hunter into Brian Johnson down.
That's your P6 driver.
Exactly like you talked
P6 and points driver, I should say.
They were heavy on the brakes, but just did not anticipate each other, and unfortunately both going to get some damage there. They're going to have...
He was P6? Is he done?
About these points, but...
Or he's P6 in points.
For position or...
No, I mean, is his car broken?
Checking right now.
Inside of our top 11 coming into tonight. Now for Brian Johnson, he doesn't like to...
Number 13.
The 28 machine, but he does have the big...
If these guys go in, are they getting tires?
Points.
I would imagine so.
On the other hand, comes in with only a 7-point buffer to work with. He cannot afford to get that front end nose damage, making the contact that brings out our first caution of the day on lap 12. And these two have been close, side by side. A couple of interesting wiggles off the exit of turn 2, and I most misspoke. It was turn 2.
Only the leader.
Yeah.
The braking zone, Justin, just...
the 13's back end is destroyed a little bit. Let me see who is actually with him right there.
We talked about it, though. Coming through that dog leg, you come through there with so much...
It's the 28.
Through it, and you think you come to this straightaway.
That is Brian Johnson.
And you're braking it. It just... Cedric Hunter not able to...
Oh, he's in playoff as well.
Unfortunately, they just got into each other. I don't think the damage is too bad, though.
Yep. He's actually sitting second in points right now.
I think because they were going into that braking zone, and both drivers were pretty much on the brake at the time of contact. A little bit.
You said only the leader went down pit road?
More than 13.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Well, then the guys at the back.
To Brian Johnson on the rear left.
I don't want to be behind that many cars.
But these
I don't blame you.
You know,
they might come back around us in 40 laps, but they can do it.
The repairs are pretty quick, and iRacing does a pretty good job at overall fixing.
It would probably take about that long too.
When they're in pit
working 13 laps in.
Be in pit road for too long. Stay a little bit extra than some of the drivers around them.
All right, man, line up on the inside row.
That did get into the pits, or was our leader there, Benjamin Nelson?
I'm trying to think about the times and how quickly the tires equalize.
We'll have to check in on that, see if he went and got 4 tires here early. Maybe he wants to try a different strategy. A little surprised being lap 14 that he gave up the track position, but it will be fun to watch him come up through this field.
A world of technology for us, having some difficulties as we thought we had the coding right, but the coding...
When we go back green and my fuel settles in, you can see how much fuel I'm using,
lap that turns around.
Gallons per lap. Do a 18.5 divided by whatever that is.
We thought we had this fixed, but obviously ATVO on our end has decided they're going to change up who's in what position. We hope to have this fixed or removed. We'll figure out what we want to decide as we get ourselves prepared for this restart. So ignore the colors for now. The only one that's right at this moment is nobody. That's it. As we are
Leader got a good jump. Tyrion is, or was, you're outside. You're clear up.
back here quickly as we get it, the color situation figured out. As we're back to green flag racing, it's going to be Bryson Hicksonbaugh going to be the lead driver. Then it's going to be John Forbes in second. Ken Gamble in
Holy crap, they hit the brake.
as they're trying to move forward and pull away from the...
Yeah, the 3 was really loose earlier, having to check up quite a bit until he built up a little bit of heat in the tire.
Consistent, I'm starting to think this S63, that green machine, he launched.
Yeah, he had to move right too.
Away from those drivers.
We got the accordion effect.
Alongside
Dodge.
some 3-wide action going back there. Looks like maybe Benjamin Nelson getting 3-wide going into the corner. And there is trouble.
It's Danny Cochran, big slide in front of our points leader and former champion as they were 3-wide entering turn number 1 and then exiting turn, they were 4-wide. Danny Cochran probably with the save of the night, maybe the save of the season, as he was right about to be clobbered by Benjamin Nelson. So our second caution of the day is out, and the 2 and everyone else able to hold on. But you're going to see them going 3-wide. Larry Yingling, Benjamin Nelson, going to be slight contact of Yingling into the 2, but Danny using up Nelson, but hey, it's a small little tap. You'll take that tap over the 2.
If we get to lap 30, that's where we want to pit, I think.
Yeah, and the most important thing is probably not too much damage there. It looks like all 3 of those guys are going to...
That would even out the set of tires that you have, or sets of tires that you have.
Talked about Benjamin Nelson pitting, and it was a little surprising. Gave up that track position. Maybe he wants to learn something for other tracks, how those tires wear going into the final playoffs. Since he is locked in, he has that ability to gamble.
Yeah, Larry Yingling came into pit road, got 4 sets of tires, same for Benjamin Nelson, Ollie Fonseca, Brian Noel, Chris Stitz, Brian P. Johnson back in 20th, again, getting to damage repairs.
That was a good restart.
And a set of tires with Cedric Hunter, Ben Keeney, James Coppin, and James Heater going to be the drivers that decided to come into pit road under our...
Gotta watch that accordion, though. Oh, my goodness. It almost got me, and it almost got number 3.
You know, looking at trends, Justin, it's always interesting.
Yeah, different braking points and different amount of pressure on the brakes.
Completely throws trends out the window, and it's different each week. It doesn't matter what they've did in the past, but looking at the past at this track, the driver that gets the pole has won the race and has led the most laps for the last 3 times they've been at this course. Looks to be a solid trend, and Bryson Hicksonbaugh, it looks to be a strong driver that could continue this trend if he stays up front.
Yeah, sorry.
He is looking really strong. He's definitely going to probably get some competition as this race goes on, though. There's a lot of hungry drivers behind him. But right now, the way he restarted and was able to kind of pull on those drivers, looks like he might be one of the guys definitely to beat. But you mentioned getting that pole, that's so important. It's so hard to pass here. We're starting to see how these drivers are struggling to pass with them getting into each other. There's not a lot of room on this track, not a lot of passing opportunities. So getting out front and staying out front is really important, and that's what the 63 is doing right now.
Going to stay up front and getting ready for the restart as the drivers are waiting for those pace car lights to go off like they do there, as we officially are now going to be going to the 1 to go marker as the drivers stack up. Bryson Hicksonbaugh wants to take the outside lane, it looks like, here for the 63, and these restarts,
Leader took outside.
You know, there's no painted Geico restart zone because this was before they had the Geico restart zone painted on the courses. So these drivers are kind of waiting for the green lights to pop up and get that green flag. And also, it looks like it's really in the hands of Bryson Hicksonbaugh when it is truly go time.
Based off that last restart, I really believe that he really launched out of that corner, out of that turn, coming down to the straightaway to the start-finish line. We're going to see right here what he's able to do. Will John Forbes be able to contend with him and maybe get up there and get that valuable point lead, or will Ryan Kelly be able to maybe sneak?
Pace car is peeling off.
We're going to find out really shortly.
We're open for
ready.
Front. It's Bryson Hicksonbaugh. John Forbes going to be your lead driver. Is that 63 in the green on the outside? Going to be the one in charge. Pace car into pit road, into the restart zone. We're green once again here at Phoenix.
7 outside.
Feel a little bit of
right front
going on around Christopher Norris.
Still right front. Clear up.
All Hicksonbaugh pulling away as the side-by-side racing attacks for second place. Ryan Kelly, Johnson.
7.
forward. Also keep your eyes back out.
Hold it.
Larry Yingling with those fresh.
Nothing you could do about that.
Forward and oh no.
You tried. Back up.
Everyone's clogging up. The big one strikes here at Phoenix.
Major damage. I'm seeing the 7, 81, the 2, the 29, the 8.
You tried. I saw you trying to lock it down.
Color coded that we're trying to figure out. They're going to be blue, red, yellow. They're going to be all different colors now. Big catastrophic moment for these drivers.
I think the suspension's all right.
Just going into the corner.
Your
Get to this
your left front is completely caved in. Tires completely exposed. A little bit of damage on the right front as well. Fenders pushed in. The nose itself is fine. It's just around the wheel wells.
Get the jump that they were hoping for. As they were trying to
Engine is good.
Better launches.
Okay.
Say went to Douglas and Brian McCann that were trying
Take a look at the backside.
But it's the entry.
Your spoiler and everything there is good.
Gets right onto Ken Campbell's back bumper. But then just seems like was trying not to.
Pit road speed.
Back bumper locks up the tires. Slight contact there, and just loses the rear end after that contact. Then Brian McCann nowhere to go, and the rest of the
Fast
field.
7's going.
There's no way they can react in time to slow down for this. And hard contact to the 7 machine, who's going to be the one driver with required damage and forced into pit road under this yellow.
That's tremendous feedback on exactly what happened. I think the 7, like you said,
Good job.
on the brakes hard. Didn't want to run over to 15. Was trying to give him room as the 15 was getting on the brakes into that corner. Unfortunately, it just
How's it looking?
so much speed in it.
126 of optional.
Yeah.
All being so close to restart, just big damage, big pile up. Kind of looked like a Talladega type accident there.
On his feel help.
Leaders are in 3.
Seka felt as he was trying to just gas it up. Ollie was deep in the field.
Brandon, I was in 5th. What you talking about?
Position on this restart.
Just got
Seeing
wrecked.
the whole field in front of him, following in line with
Coming off of 4.
Seeing smoke, trying to
All right,
slow
that's it,
down, but the whole entire track just grids up, and the grass is the only safe place to go. As you see about 3, 4, 5 drivers use the grass to get through.
All right, man. Line up
Was able
on
to
the
get down
outside
there,
road now.
not
It's,
sustain any damage, not even slide the tires. Great job by Ollie.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was right up front. The guy in front of me spun
To gain
right in this turn right here, and I couldn't go anywhere.
damage. That was really important. You see the 7 coming out of the pits, hoping he could get his damage repaired. He was a driver who was
Suspension feels all right. I think it's just body work. Engine is good.
to 5th and right before that accident, unfortunately.
It looks to be drivers have been given the one to go indicator.
Feels a little funny there, but I'm on new
Hopefully-
tires.
I mean, if it tightens up a little bit, it may not be a bad thing.
9 still getting repairs done for himself and for Shane.
Just thinking about how the fenders are pushed in a little bit.
Only a 15-point buffer to work with, and at this current time, he is still all right
Get
back
ready.
in 24th, but it is a scary spot with how far Zach Hall is where he runs right now, as
All
well
right, leaders on the top side again.
and Danny Cox.
Yeah, let's run it.
Other drivers
Turn it the other way. Turn right.
running vehicle. It's not completely
They
safe
started
with where they run, but we're ready to get back to green flag racing. We'll see how long
Green,
we
green,
stay green. Phoenix is known to be treacherous, and it's already showing slight things here tonight. As the
Inside.
drivers see the pace car pull away, Hickson body's
They are.
already throttled up, and the rest of the field caught sleeping as they charge down into turn number 1.
Clear low,
All
clear
right,
low.
clear the 25.
Chance at a green-white checkered. I think he's got this figured out on these restarts. He has that car locked and loaded on restarts, not giving anyone a chance. But look at these guys behind the 79. He was one of the guys that took tires. He was able to get through this incident, and he's back up to 5th position already. We're going to find out really soon how quick tires matter.
So right now, Bryson Hicksma leads the charge off the exit of the corner, but behind him, the battle for side-by-side, Ryan Kelly, Ken Campbell, they are being heavily pressured by Benjamin Nelson. Nelson on the
Yeah, one
fresh
out
rubber,
back.
fresh tires. He grabbed them 12 laps ago.
Stay low.
And he maybe has only put about 5 laps of green flag racing on this rubber
Still there.
because of the quick 2 cautions that we've had. And now the 78
Rear.
You're
able
clear
to
high,
advance
Clear
high.
to 4th. Now putting the pressure to move.
Watch guy in front, a little loose.
There's no way of stopping the fresh rubber, and this is just 13 lap difference that we're seeing on these
Good
two
lap.
tires. And trying, I mean, Benjamin Nelson is making this look easy right now as John Forbes currently runs in 2nd, and he's going to get a mirror-full of this 79 moving up.
Well, John Forbes will be hoping that his tires equalize before Benjamin Nelson gets to him, but I don't think he's going to have a chance. I think those fresh rubber on this slippery track is going to matter. As you see right here out of this great camera angle, the 79 just have
13's the car that wrecked the last caution. Most of his damage was
Yeah,
to the
one
backside.
just be able to turn the car coming out of the corner and
They
get
high.
closer to him right before the start-finish line.
Inside.
Moving to turn 1 yet,
They
but I
high.
expect it's going to happen shortly.
Trying to move forward as quickly as he can.
Still there, left rear.
Just
All clear, all
communicating
Clear low.
with the drivers around, trying to make sure everyone's on.
I think I may have pinched him too much there.
Everyone's just trying to make it through this race with those
Oh, you're okay.
that we've had to deal with.
No challenge. You're clear.
Reset for a couple of laps here. Settle in and make the push going forward as Benjamin Nelson continues to march his way forward. Other drivers have got some major gains because of staying out on track. Cody Reed up to 8th place. He's up 12 positions. Chris Ditz, who's entered pit road, he is actually, can take that back. Ollie Fonseca in the 24, who's battling with Cody Reed. That 24 machine is the biggest mover right now and moving up quickly as we continue to stay green. But this cluster looking a little dangerous as we see Jason Tamer, Chris Ditz trying to figure out how to get by this pink Cody Reed machine.
As the drivers try and figure that out,
17's a little slow. Inside.
Get some laps under their belt. Get
Not yet clear.
Maybe like more accidents and start going. But one of the drivers that is not in the points yet, the top 11, Zachary Hall. He's been able to get through all these instances.
Back up to P11.
Great run going at Darlington last week.
Cruising right along.
If you want it. But he might be a driver to watch out for if he's able to advance into the top 11.
Cody Reed, Jason Tamer that are on screen. They've had their moments on Monday night. Think back to their very long past as we continue to fight back and forth. And Tamer just about an entry into the corner, almost giving an opening for the 8 of Brian McCann to close in on this gap as the front runners continue to fight their way forward here tonight.
Leaders last lap's 28.7, yours is a 29.1.
I've gotten a report. We have been seeing where drivers are going to be placed here tonight and going through those drivers that made it into the playoffs and made it to this point. Talked to Nick Crawford on the bat that he was hoping to get a win last week at Darlington. 74, just missing out on being able to register for this race. Just got into the session, but it is when you don't join the session after qualifying is over, you are no longer able to race. So for Crawford, his playoff hopes are out and dusted, but he gets to at least watch the
way to throw it in and outbreak them.
Race their way forward as we're on board the 8 machine of Brian McCann.
Really made him use up his stuff right there.
Nick Crawford, he was really fast at Phoenix Monday night, I saw, and was excited to see how he was going to perform tonight. But unfortunately, sometimes life gets in the way. You're not
on your tight.
Get into these sessions on time, but clear.
Unfortunately, outside line is preferred.
Really seeing how much he has to work on that wheel, get into the corner, trying to get the car set, and trying to get around.
Just can't get on the throttle down here.
The corner. Going to give another shot here going into turn 1.
Yeah, anytime you get pinched down, it's hard to get back on the throttle and open the wheel.
Nelson, he's now 2/10 ahead of Bryson Nixonbaum. Brian McCann, one of the drivers that's driving in a direct drive wheel. See on screen, he's focusing up this force feedback so high. Those hands are shaking even on the straightaways. We know through the corners with high force feedback, it's going to be an issue of keeping these drivers. You're trying to keep the wheel as steady as possible, but when you have a direct drive wheel with high force feedback, those drivers, they're having the best arm workout you can have to pay for.
Building those big biceps is what they're working on tonight, especially at a track.
He thinks I use force feedback.
Not much straight away. You even see the dog leg there. You're still fighting on the steering wheel. Because the car can get really loose feeling in that corner. You're kind of running through it wide open and the car gets a little light. I think as these tires wear out, you're probably seeing drivers have a little bit more problems, maybe going through that corner, lifting a little bit more, and that's going to allow for some more passing.
As we see,
all right, here's a chance to make up a spot.
2 machine trying to make his way forward as patiently as he can. And currently also have an Anthony Gaudio and other drivers that are in the back half of the field, just taking it easy, trying to make their push forward.
Good gains.
Has been able to get out on track, but he's 32 laps down. Was able to get in and get this car registered in. I was curious on why. I saw there was 26 when Tyler Dangler was in the car during warm-ups, but there was 25th somewhere out there. It looked like someone was able to register Nick Crawford for the race. He just was going to have to miss the start. And with the 74 out there on track, his hopes of still moving on are alive, being out there on course now.
That's great. Nick Crawford out there 32 laps down, though. Sam, I tell you what, if we get 32 cautions, he has a chance. But if he gets 32 cautions, we might be here till about 5 in the morning. So we'll definitely need some of that Roasted Gems coffee, I'm thinking.
Well, if it's not even the fact that he needs to get all those cautions, it's more of if he has the luck of the drivers that are outside of our top 5, outside of the top 11, if those 5 drivers get caught up in wrecks, they finish, inside of top 15th place to around 24th, if those drivers finish in that realm, Nick Crawford would still move on to the next round. So there's still hopes for Nick Crawford, but his fate is now directly in the hands of the drivers that are outside of the top 11 coming into tonight.
Never give up attitude. You never know. It could be great. But right now on screen, we got 4 drivers in a cluster. So if there's going to be any action, it might be right here. What are these guys going to be able to do? Brian P. Johnson, he was able to get his car fixed. Looks like he's trying to move back up to his field and get back, running up into 6th. Even with that little bit of
still there.
First caution. Very
right rear. Door.
On his way, moving forward. It's Ken Campbell struggling to stay low off the exit of the corner. Going to give an opportunity for Brian P. Johnson.
Lose it in the center off.
Offering after his contact of himself.
You are right rear.
Back on lap 12.
Charging up again.
28.
Door.
Dealing with a little bit of right-left damage, but that damage doesn't look like it's holding back Brian from trying to push forward.
Right rear.
Actually won this race back in season.
He's really trying to pinch you.
Championship for Brian P. Johnson, still looking for another chance to become a 2-time champion in this series. He's had so many chances, has come up shy. I feel like for the past 4 seasons, we keep on saying Brian coming up second or coming up third.
Still on the right rear.
Championship running, and he's hoping that for season 8, he'll finally say he's a 2-time champion in WSSR, Bruce the Gems Cup Series. Right now, this 28 machine still
there.
Campbell, him Mr. Under the Radar all season long, just scooted his way into the playoffs, and here tonight needed another just under the radar type of a run. And this is way better than you can ask for. 5th place currently from 15, who came into tonight tied 8th in points.
Lighter on the right rear.
Being just 2 points ahead of Larry Yingling, Cody Reed, and John Forbes.
Good place, 3.6 seconds back up, leader, 41 laps into the race. I tell you, that's pretty good for Ken Gamble. Very under the radar driver, like you said, but he gets the job done when it matters. I think he's one of these drivers that can definitely get a win. Might happen tonight, might happen in a couple weeks, don't know, but he's
clear out.
someone that these drivers.
Good job, Brian.
Each
Way to be consistent.
Contention for these wins.
And patient.
Looking at Brian McGinn, able to get under the 52, get around him. You see that different corner entry, get down there, get low, try and use a little bit of that banking.
Sir, P10.
Clear to 52 coming out of the corner. 52 is going to try and fight back here.
Try to fight back, and Cody Reed needs every position as he's trying to make sure he stays ahead of all of the other competition of Larry Yingling, Zach Hall, Christopher Norris, Douglas Newbigging, Mariah Noel, and John Forbes the best that he can. And right now it is, one of the better runs for Cody Reed, you could say, that's not at a road course. And he continues to prove that he's very good at road courses and super speedway type tracks. But here tonight, Cody Reed needing a spectacular run at top 10 might be just enough to get him into the next round, but it's a lot of tough competition that is trying to stay ahead of Cody Reed is doing so currently. I think of Zach Hall, the main driver, that I'm really nervous for those drivers that are at the cutoff line.
There is a lot of competition, like you said. This is a league that I so enjoy watching because there's some
98's Ben Kinney,
but on top of
P23.
3 positions. It's not like you could have a back qualifying and be 30th, and you might not be able to get up into the top 10, even if you're used to running up there. There's
You've got 42 laps left in the tank, sir.
Especially at tracks like this, where even on a long green flag run, it's very hard to make up those spots. You see right here, we're on board with Christopher Norris running in 14th. He started 16th, so up 2 positions, but just very hard to pass. You see how they get spread out, and there's not a lot of different angles in the corners or different banking. Just not able to really get going on different rhythms on this track, gain spots on these lines.
And some drivers are struggling with the rhythm as tire wear falling away for some. It's going to be Ben Keeney who's going to be coming into pit road, getting 4 tires and fuel. Get back out on track. Going to be currently 2 laps.
Get your calculator out.
98. Also
got it.
That's in pit road. Ken Campbell just was able to get himself into pit road, able to run a couple of laps, so he will be eligible to at least say that he ran this race. We'll get 25th.
47 minus 25.
On the next round is in the hands of all the drivers that are out on track. That's
22.
Christopher Norris in the 38 machine.
160 minus 22.
And for Christopher Norris, coming into tonight was finding himself hoping for a solid run in the 38. Might need a little bit
46
stronger run in 14, being just 1.
That's where we bid.
From our cutoff line.
That was a lap ago.
But you can hear him trying.
No, 46 on this set of tires.
Oh, okay.
He's driving everything he can, trying to gain on those cars in front of him. Cedric Hunter being the 3rd guy.
You went down pit road and grabbed tires on lap 21.
didn't really drive.
So 69.
He is and make up any more ground. But he's also got guys right behind him, Danny Cochran and the 2 Machine. But up front, 63 not able to get to the 79. Look at the distance he's put on him, Sam, with those 15 fresher tires, 1.7 seconds. We know the 79 has speed, but we're also thinking 63 has something for him when they get on equal tires.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew Benjamin Nelson was going to be quick with the fresher rubber. The other driver that was going to be competitive to watch out for, in my mind, was going to be Larry Yingling. But with Yingling being involved with our second wreck of the day that brought out the big one, that 67 has not been running as smoothly as he was hoping. Currently back down in 19th position is Larry Yingling. A damage that's everywhere. It is falling apart for Yingling right now, the 3-time champ, in a hole where he may not even make it to the next round and have a chance to go for his 4th championship, as he is going to be in a tough spot. This is what playoff racing is.
67, rather.
Heavy favorites being knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, and he is a heavy favorite. I feel like a driver that has had so much speed all year, but seems to always get caught up in being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's kind of really hurt him. But you can see how beat up the car looks just coming out of the corner. He's hoping for some cautions to get in there and get that damage fixed. Maybe he'll be able to salvage some points and advance to the next round. Can't give up. It's only lap 50. We still have over 100 laps to go in this race. But he's definitely going to need some cautions to get that car fixed.
Definitely going to need it. And if there's going to be one, I'm looking at 8th place battle currently. That could be a spot to watch out for. You got Oliver Fonseca, a driver that pitted under our first caution. And then you have the 81 and Jason Tamer that pitted under our
24 loose. Something happened with the broadcast.
Yeah, it's spinning.
You can imagine the confused look on my face, and I saw you go to the outside and you're actually faster than me.
Yeah, the outside is
Might
fast.
be a pile of crap, but it's running.
Yeah.
The fact that you passed me to my outside, though, is even more insane.
It's the only place you can get on the throttle at. Man, you can't get on the throttle low.
You'll make them react to something. I need a caution. I didn't put brushes on the last time like a moron.
These guys are holding me up.
Thing here.
Yes, sir, they are.
Trash.
You've been faster than both of them 3 of the last 5 laps.
Cody Reed's catching us.
Awkward.
And a whole bunch of cars. We have got to get around this guy.
That water's like you hitting it.
Well,
Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
I just don't think it's going to be done on the bottom side.
well, when he tries to go underneath the car in front of him, there you go. Gonna have a good runoff. But
I
you
just
gotta
can't
go
get
right
off
back to
of
the bottom
turn
again
one.
because the top side's sealed.
81 and Jason Tamer that pitted under.
Outside. Stay low.
If I let him get on the outside, I'm going to get
All
past
clear,
here.
all clear.
Yeah.
This just sucks. Is what happened.
Thing you can do is hold the high side. Don't let the guy
Lead it to 29,
behind you take it from you.
4, 3,
I mean, if the red car can't get around him, I can't get around him.
Caution. And then you have the 81 and
Down to 24, maybe pull away. So he's really wanting to get around the 24, but he's got the 8 behind him, the 52. He's feeling the pressure. So if he overdrives that corner just by a little bit, it could really be a problem for the 24. Ollie Fonseca's got to be really careful here. Doesn't want to risk giving up any positions, but also don't want to risk getting hit.
got one
And as
inside.
well, drivers that have not
There you
pitted
go.
tonight,
Stay
thinking
high.
about pit road. Bryson
All clear.
Hill.
Damn, I
clear.
couldn't stay.
It's just not enough. Good try, sir. You can see he had to push. Look at him.
These drivers been out there for 56 laps. Ryan Kelly now into pit road, as the drivers that pitted under our caution are going to be able to go for another about 20 laps. But we were
10 laps to pit, sir.
3 to 65 laps was the fuel number. Might want to pit sooner because of tires. And we're seeing those drivers that want to take the early approach going into pit road, and pit exit's going to be a tough one. That exit basically shoots you out into the racing line.
Well, if the leader pitted and I'm in this mess,
as well as exiting with the amount of traffic they're going to be around, as Ollie Fonseca's done a fast.
He Ben pitted.
Yeah, Ben Nelson and John Forbes.
Nelson.
All right, I'm pitting this time.
Ken Campbell to lead a lap.
Hank Campbell will get that bonus point. Zachary Hall is going to be right behind him, though. He's going to want to try and get that bonus point. As you see the 3 coming out right in front of these guys, that's really good for the 3 able to get out in front of all these cars, have some clean track, lay down some fast laps.
All right, you're ready.
You see these drivers come on fresh tires, they're really going to have a speed difference.
Good gains.
Not to run over anyone in front of you and risk causing a caution. It's just like the 18 coming in the 24. Is
max speed? Don't.
Very close to the 24.
And as well, it's going to enable Zach Hall to lead a lap for the 32 machine as Ken Campbell enters pit road.
3, 2,
the field getting a little bit more dramatic now as green flag pit stops are under
Good job, sir.
60 laps in. And our first batch of green flag pit stops are
God, man, you can't pass.
63 be out, not for very long. Now going to be giving up the lead to Brian P. Johnson. And Johnson's going to love because he's going to be able to lead a lap for himself.
Come.
25 machine and
Don't speed.
continues to round
Pass the 24 in the pits. Good job, sir.
stay out. Cody Reed still
Watch blend line.
and is one of the last drivers
Track's clear. Come on up. Good job.
says stayed out and yet to pit here tonight.
Cody Reed will be looking to try and get that point. If Brian Johnson and Jason Tamer do get into the pits before him, every point will matter. But the problem is a lot of these guys are all staying out to lead the lap, so it's kind of going to neutralize.
Careful on the new tires.
By staying out. It looks like the 81's going to hit pit road next, so it's going to be Brian P. Johnson out there to take away these points from Cody Reed.
And Cody Reed needed to see Tamer hit pit road. Tamer was out there and could have stayed out for another 20 laps if he had wanted to, with how early he came into pit road. By Brian P. Johnson, though. When will the 28 make
First car 1 lap down right now is the 15 of Campbell. You are third car 1 lap down.
13 to 15 more laps. And this 28 based off of fuel, and he continues to stay out is Brian Johnson. And for Cody Reed, this is a worst case scenario because he's going to be forced into pit road here at least in the next 5 laps, and he enters pit road now.
That's going to be what he did not want to see. He wanted to get that point, but was not able to do it, as the 28 still stays out on track. And as you mentioned, it looks like he's probably going to run it the full distance until it's empty. He's probably hoping for a caution, trying to get back onto the cycle. He would actually probably be the leader, because I'm thinking all drivers would hit if the caution came out in about 10 more laps. So that's what Brian P. Johnson's looking for right now. He's trying to get redemption from that first caution of the night that he was involved in, and who knows, it might work out for him.
Looks like he continues to stay out. Same for Danny Cochran, Anthony Gaudio, Brian Noel.
Track temps up to 110.
On track, that is your top 5 yet to hit pit road. Douglas Newbigin also going to be out on track, currently still on the lead lap. And I think Douglas Newbigin will be the biggest gainer.
Leader just pit, Brian Johnson.
As you're seeing the major difference, the drivers that are on older tires compared to new, is Danny Cochran forced to stay high as everyone else on fresh rubber just blasts on by that 2 machine.
It really gives you a sense of speed, how important tires are. It's something that if we do get some cautions later on in this race, it'll be interesting if guys take track position versus tires. That could be something that would be really fun to watch and call later on. It looks like Danny Cochran got up into a wall there, more damage on the car. Able to keep it going though, no problem. But he is leading the race right now, getting some points for himself.
The leader is
Danny Cochran going to be out there on track, one of the drivers that did not find himself making it to the playoffs, but currently out trying to assist his team, was not able to stay out long.
You're back on the lead lap.
Noel will lead a lap from the 77, needed for himself. He was last in points coming into tonight. That's going to be a point gain for the 77. And they're going to be one of the last drivers that have to come to pit road. Larry Yingling also trying to make his advancement to get by the 77 to lead a lap, get that bonus point. They're going to be so crucial for the 67, who, again, caught up in the big one that happened under our second caution of the day. 67 trying to muscle his way forward just based off of raw speed, but Noel defends for another lap. 65 laps are in the book.
You are likely to pick up a total of 3 spots with that pit road exchange.
67 right on.
Brian Noel and Larry Yingling still have to pit. They were on pit road last lap 21. Everybody else is in the 50s.
And is the 2 going to be able to
Yeah, those are the guys that are going for the bonus point that the broadcast is talking about.
Yeah.
So that's good for us.
The perfect pinch, waiting in motion, and Noel gets too close to the outside wall, and it's going to give Larry Yingling the chance to lead that lap, exactly what the 67 needed, and that's going to be a bonus point. 1 point for leading that lap for Yingling, and now Yingling can think about making a pit stop, but these drivers still can stay out there for at least another 15 to 17 more laps. So they're in a position where they're not forced to go into pit road based off of fuel, but tires. We've seen a lot of drivers not even want to risk going up to 60 laps. It just seems like it's too far. So we might see these front two drivers think about maybe in the next 10 laps to hit pit road, but Bryson Hicksonbaugh is only 4 seconds behind this group of two as Anthony Gaudio gets close to Noel on the outside at the 29. Fresh rubber might be damaged, but the tires matter more. Lasting on the outside of Noel.
Watching these three cars battle with their damage on all of them from that incident is great. You can see the damage model really showing. These fenders beat in. These cars look not great for them driving, I'm sure, but pretty neat to see the physics of the damage. But wow, you can see how beat up some of these guys are, all from that incident. Where
good exit, sir.
7, 8 of these drivers earlier in the race around lap 20. But the 67 right now is able to still
25 way outside, letting you go. Clear up.
He gets a caution. I know he's not going to be probably out there on speed-wise, but it would trap some guys a lap down and maybe give him a chance to get some positions back, Sam. He's got to hope for whatever.
He certainly is open for the best for yourself, but it's going to be setting up. How does this field get themselves rolling here as we have 69 laps in the books, start of lap 70, and it's all Larry Yingling, Brian Noel. They're going to be hitting pit road here shortly, but the driver that's...
You're 2 seconds faster than the leader that lap. 12 seconds total behind.
How long? Because the battle for that, what should become the new lead, is right behind our leaders. It's the 63-79 for third place. This should become our battle for the lead once we see these front two hit pit road. Benjamin Nelson trying to stay ahead of Bryson Hicksonbaugh. Hicksonbaugh, older tires, is doing a great job for third place.
Yeah, he really is doing a great job. He did pit a little bit earlier than the 79. Right now, he's probably going to try and hold the 79 off. Hopes that he can burn his stuff up down there.
Noel's loose, though, off the exit of the dog leg. They're going to get to go 3 wide. Benjamin Nelson's going to be making the pass on the inside. That's exactly what he needs. That will be the pass for second, or will it? Hicksonbaugh throttles it down off the exit of the corner and somehow keeps it side by side down into turn number 1.
Down to 10 seconds.
67's going to be on the inside, blocking the 79 coming out of the corner. With the difference of the speed, that's going to hurt the 79. That's what 63 was hoping for. Gets enough.
You're talking about the leader?
Yes, sir.
Laps hoping for those tires to equalize, and maybe the 63 can then take over and lead this race from the 79.
Have to try different.
You're 1.3 behind Ken Campbell right now.
Yingling and Brian Noel did not get the yellow that they needed. So necessary to make sure that they stayed on the lead lap. They'll continue to stay out making on yellow, but the battle for the lead continues to rage on. They've also got lap traffic ahead. That's going to be Ben Keeney on the outside, forcing these drivers to go low into the dog leg. We're seeing drivers break loose off the exit, and Noel somehow is trying his best to close in on the gap, but for the lead, it's all Nelson. Nelson with the power move on the inside, but Hicksonbaugh no longer has the grip, and it's finally the 79 taking the lead.
Really saw the 63 coming out of the corner. You saw the car shake back and forth as he was trying to keep it from sliding up into the wall, but he's able to still stay along the 79. This is really impressive for the 63 on those little bit of slightly worn tires. He's giving the battle to the 79 for everything he can, but you can see right there the car just kind of get a little loose on him. You saw it shaking around again. 79 looks like he hasn't cleared coming out of this corner, Sam, but wow, halfway through this race, really seeing a great battle here between these two drivers who we expect to contend for this win.
The battle, the fight, well, all the glory goes to Benjamin Nelson, but that was a great duel to watch between those top two drivers. As what a preview it could have been if Bryson Hicksonbaugh had made the playoffs. Instead, we're going to watch Nelson try to pull away as we are inching closer and closer to halfway here tonight. We will step away to our first commercial break of the evening, but when we come back, more racing action here in Phoenix for the WSSR Roasted Gems Cup Series. It's the last race of the round of 16.
Staying pretty consistent to Ken, 1.3.
I got some new tires coming up behind me.
Yeah, by about 5 laps. They were in on lap 63. You came in on 58.
Damn, you just cannot blink through that dog leg.
No. And the cars right in front of Ken would really just let him go.
Outside. Still there. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Still there? Hold your line. The leader just did a
Steering outside, clear.
378. Still there. The car in front is pitting.
Thank you, James.
All right, we're halfway to the finish. Keep digging.
Something about his launch that's pulling you off the corner, but you're better getting into the corner than he is. I'm not sure if he's backing it up and getting the throttle down sooner, or if there's something else going on.
You got one inside. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear.
That was not for position.
If it comes down to it, I can just blame my damage from that wreck.
Absolutely.
This ain't bumping and banging to the end. They're beating banging for the lead. Sora's still with the shot here, coming off a four. It's it.
It's bottom line. Here it comes. Oh no, Carter gets run.
All right, he's sitting P8 right now.
The 74.
If you can gain another spot or two
And they just
on the next pit stop,
diving down low, drifting up. Run.
you'll be almost right back where you were.
Connor, he steals it.
But he somehow drove it in the corner to wreck it.
Oh, they wrecked! They wrecked each other. The top two bounced into one another. Just too much of side drifting off of, and they got to be careful. Oh no! The 4 demolishes into 28. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. You are
Pretty steady 1.1 behind Ken.
the Gems Cup Series. My name is Sam Dyer.
Caution's out.
Is Justin Malarkey.
Larry was pitting that lap too.
Last race of the round of 16 is
Yeah, Shane Therian crashed.
and guess what? We got ourselves a caution. Yellow flag is out. Trouble
I'm gonna be
striking
completely
a
honest
couple
with
of
you.
our
I
playoff
thought my steering
contenders.
damage- I
Shane
felt like I had
Terrian
steering damage. I was
getting
going to the
loose
left and it did
and
not go
coast.
left.
Kind of
At that
hoping it
moment.
would go green because we're safe and spread out there.
I think it
Looked
had
like some
tire.
good contact
absolutely.
between drivers.
Now it's dangerous.
See for their night.
Car.
Wow, we're gonna see right here. Looks like it's the 7's gonna slam into the 9, but the 9 gets loose.
So, what do you think about going down pit road, grabbing 4, coming back in, maybe fixing a little bit of damage, and then catching back up again?
It's not going to be the case.
Nah.
No? Okay.
The 9 machine of Shane Terrian just gas it up off the exit of the corner and just simply loop it.
It's driving good enough.
Locks it.
Okay.
Here's the issue. He gasses it up right when Douglas is trying to get by. Hard contact. Kaufman goes into the grass. And required damage,
around, man.
both for Shane Terrian, Douglas new bigging, and for
3,
Douglas,
2,
his hopes of trying to move on to the next
Right here.
round are just keeps on snowballing and looking worse and worse. But Shane Terrian, not looking great for last season's regular season champion. It just is a wall of smoke. There was no way Douglas knew that that 9 was going to be dropping down.
So much damage for both of them. You
All
have
right,
to
that's
wonder
it. Go.
how much required damage will it be? Will they be able to get back on the track? Is this something where Nick Crawford needs to get back out there and try and
All right, you beat the 28.
last 32 laps down, but then he parked it for tonight, so it could be something that if these guys were
Somebody got busted for speeding. Oh no, that's a guy on the track.
trying to get back out there and get those 2 positions, but it might be.
No, 11 got it. 11 got speeding.
Probably is about 50 laps down.
Look
Yeah.
at
So that's going to bring you up to P7. So you gain 2 spots through that.
race. We do
2 more, and you're right back where you were.
a little blip that happened during our broadcast. Some technical issues popped up.
You can do it.
Second, and then
I just want a top 10.
everyone that has restarted and refreshed their stream has done so to be able to watch our broadcast live. If you have any friends or family that maybe are confused on what's happening, just tell them to refresh the broadcast.
I want to win.
Be back live as.
Oh man, can't wait till Derek gets here.
We had to restart the stream about 30 laps ago, so if you're just tuning in, welcome to the show. We've had a couple of cautions here this evening, some big ones that have influenced playoff contenders, and right now Shane Tarian still with required damage in pit road. 3 laps down is the 9 machine. 1 lap down is Douglas Newbigging, who looks to be back out on track.
All right, so Shane's still on pit road with a whole bunch of damage, fixing that up. That was the guy that was P3 in points. Brian Johnson, he is right behind you. And then Ben Nelson, he's leading.
Newbigging needs to get out there on track to even have a chance. It needs to get on the lead lap to pass some drivers for a chance to go into the next round. And we have even more playoff implications because Brian Noel, he blinked out for a quick second. He's back, though, in the server, and he's going to be currently
70 laps to go at the line.
Exit out of pit road. Drama, Justin, as we are in the second half of tonight's race.
We got 71 to
Nelson chose the outside line again.
Building up now. Less laps to go, though. These drivers are going to get more anxious on these restarts to try and get all the points they can because they're not in safely right now. The guy that is in safely, though, is our leader, Benjamin Nelson, but he's going to have to deal with the 63. We saw in the beginning how great Bryson Nixonbaugh was on restarts. Will he be able to snicker and sneak one off on the 79? We're going to find out when they come through this corner, but it's going to be really interesting because I think who gets the lead might control this race now that they're on equal tires.
28, the car behind you and to the left has all kinds of rear end damage.
Trophy Smack, our sponsor that helps out here at the WSSR.
Are you ready?
And the official trophy that the drivers are racing for here for season.
Ready.
Some trophy for the driver that wins the championship.
Go, go, go.
If you'd like to go find yourself a championship belt, ring, trophy, or more, remember to go to TrophySmack.com and use the promo code WSSR Smack for 10% off. We're back to green flag racing.
On the new tires.
Had some technical issues on that end. It is
Left rear.
Figure out the coding on why the colors are not matching correctly with the driver that's supposed to.
There's a wreck in the back, no caution yet.
James Goldman, though, has trouble behind, and it looks to be
They're going to have to run off. Clear low, good job.
Clean and green. Benjamin Nelson trying to pull away from Bryson Nixonbaugh.
Look at this guy back in P5. What wreck are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but Sam, I have to ask because you know I love strategy.
52 right with you. He's going to try the high side.
But can someone save 7 to 8 laps of fuel? Would they be able to lift a little bit going through that dog leg? Maybe not use as much fuel, get on the brakes, maybe clutch into the corner. Someone like Zachary Hall running in 4th, would he go into fuel save mode?
He's still there, door.
And would that little advance?
I mean, if you're going to be saving
This is the guy that pinched it for about 6 or 7 laps earlier.
time.
He's the guy that's mad at me too.
The fact that if you're going
28's going to try to look to the outside.
Cautions to allow you
right rear.
Easier that way. Right now, see some drivers on the push. Cody Reed, Brian McCann battling for 5th, and Cody Reed in the 52. One of those drivers that needed a heroic run here tonight if he wanted to move on into the next round of the playoffs. He is doing just that.
Clear.
Here tonight, came in tied with John Forbes and Larry Yingling for the cutoff spot. And we're all tied. 3 drivers, 9th, 10th, and 11th coming into, that was 10th, 11th, and 12th. Only the top 11 move on to the next round. So one of those tied drivers knew that they had to have a great night, and Cody Reed is having just one of them.
He really is running there in 5th position, but he's attacking.
There you go. Way to use the high side off.
Going to get to the outside here of the 32, maybe coming out of the corner. 32 gets a little bit below the apron, and that's going to allow room for the 52.
If the 15 is going to try to pass you, make them do it on the bottom.
4th place now has his sight set on Ryan Kelly. Look at that. He's able to get through that corner. He looked like he was even going to maybe get to the 3 side bumper, but not able to. exits the corner ahead of the 32. That's the all-important point that he might need as it comes to the end of this race.
Cody Reed, Codmaster, the pink smiley face. You know when you see that machine. Looks like someone just drew on it with their own paint and marker, and that 52 is making it work right now, moving up to 4th place in one of his best runs here at a short track this season. And what a time to be hitting your mark as we have 95 laps in the book of 160. These drivers still need to pit one more time before the night is over, or like Justin brought up, could they save an extra 7 to 8 laps on fuel? Some drivers might be going into that major saving mode if you're further back in the pack. But up front, I got a feeling you have to take every position here, Justin. Track position way too needed as Christopher Norris diving it down low, and Tamer luckily giving the space to the 38 as all that momentum lost, and Cedric Hunter playing nice to that 38 machine.
Giving him the extra space, trying to get this race to settle in, but now Cedric Hunter is going to make a move underneath the 38. Was right there, tucked underneath the 81, showing how close they could be. No contact, great drive in there between all these drivers, and they come back out of the corner and they get single file because this turn 1, not too much room down there. It's about 2 grooves down on the bottom.
3 of these drivers, that being Christopher Norris, Cedric Hunter, John Forbes, just were racing at this track on Monday, but they were in the trucks, not this Jet 4, but maybe get a little bit of deja vu running around one another here this evening. As Norris stays high, Hunter seeing an opening, throttles it up off the exit of the corner, and Norris with the outside lane continues to run well, but Tamer, he was wiggling. But sometimes you see a wiggle, they're able to keep the speed. Other times they dump it in the wall. That time, Tamer keeps it pointed straight. But every single time you see a wiggle, it makes him more and more nervous as Norris hits the wall 3 wide through the dog leg, and they'll lose 2 positions for 1.
Wow, 2 spots lost by Christopher Norris. Just a small little mistake there getting up in the wall. But Cedric Hunter, he was under the 38 the corner before, and then the 11 got under him. The 11 gets by 2 cars now as he starts to make his move back towards the front. And the 38 is hoping to get this race back settled under before he loses any more spots. Trying the 13's close, really close there, Sam. No contact, but it looked like it could have been.
Playing a little bit of do-si-do, spin your partner around. Christopher Norris, Cedric Hunter go back to being side by side as they go down into turn number 3. Now we'll see the same move made by the 99 of Cameron Sargent that just saw what John Forbes did. Will they have to go 3 wide again and try the little switcheroo as John Forbes tries to set up to go by the 81 of Jason Tamer? And John Forbes, again, one of those drivers that needs to be running near where Cody Reed's at, up in 4th, just cracking the top 10 now for the 11. Still a lot of work to be done as we find ourselves with 60 laps to go here tonight as we just press over into the last start of lap 101. Right now it's Christopher Norris that we're having on screen. This is the battle for 10th place for the lead. Benjamin Nelson and Bryson Hixenbaugh. That gap continues to grow. It is now up to 0.6 seconds between Nelson and Hixenbaugh. Now we move up to the camera for the battle for 3rd. So you got 3rd place runner Brian Kelly in the 3 machine, the 52 of Cody Reed, and Zach Hall in the 55 machine as they continue to try to make their way forward. This group all know this race is far from over. But Justin, the timing of when to go to pit road, I think this could be crucial because we've seen drivers that have done the undercut kind of got a massive advantage, but are you willing to make that risk just in case we get a yellow flag?
It is going to get really interesting because
I'm going to pit whenever the leader pits.
Okay.
Most drivers would want to, if they're going to pit, they're probably going to want to break it up, meaning, and halfway through this run, which I would think would be around lap 120.
Let's see.
Somewhere around there. But
all of you are down on lap 86.
If the caution comes out and you're chopped a lap down, as you see,
they followed through.
These guys all get really.
You're looking at about lap 130, give or take.
Get a spot back. Wow, great save by all those drivers. That could have been big.
Tamer, Forbes getting close, using each other up, and that should have been a wreck, but they somehow keep together in the wall. Biggest assistance can give an award to
the guy just ahead of you on points is the one right in front of you.
Straight for now, but now that's Christopher Norris, Cedric Hunter. We get back to this dance for round 2.
Therian he's been on pit road for about 9 minutes, still trying to fix his car, so you're gonna jump him in points easily.
It's kind of start to smell blood on the water that he wants to get by the 11, but every time that he gets too close, starts to find himself finding some issues for the 38.
He's really driving the car hard, makes you think that he might be one of those drivers that's thinking, I'm going to use these tires up, try and gain all the position I can and get into the pits early, get out there and be in clean track and try and lay down some fast laps and hope those guys aren't able to catch. That could be something that he's thinking, but we're not going to find out for about 20 more laps. I don't expect anyone to pit until around at least lap 120 to 125, but if anyone does stay out, who do you think would be one of those drivers that would be risky to gamble, trying
55 to go.
Get to those points, get into this next round of the top 11?
I mean, if we're going to have drivers to circle up, look out for Alden Fonseca, Brian Noel, 18th and 19th place runners. Those two are very...
Leader's last lap was a 29.1, yours 29.2.
To try something that's completely off the wall, and you have to do if you want to move on to the next round sometimes with the struggles that we've seen drivers have throughout these seasons. As Tamer Forbes contact again into the dog lane, the 11 has to go through the grass, driving back up to the field. Luckily has enough place and space to slow down, or will he? Drifting on entry, and Forbes has to be frustrated for the second contact between himself and the 81, and all that hard work was for nothing. Those tires are absolutely cooked, but the 11 knows he cannot give up at this time.
He can't give up. He did such a great job going through that grass. It could have been so much worse than it was. He actually kind of just stayed still with this pack, which is amazing. He did lose a couple spots, but didn't lose too much time on track. But all those spots, like you said, so hard to gain all that time back. Going through that dog leg, going through the grass, sliding up into turn 3. Thankfully, he did not get into anyone, because that could have been over as he gets more contact. He's got to be really frustrated right now out there.
That looked to be a slight net code contact between the 99 and the 11 as they were coming off the exit of the corner, and Forbes now has to reset. Watch this. Cameron Sard, how are they going to tackle and try to maybe give an opening for the 11 to recoup and grab some of these positions back? At this time, we keep our cameras on this battle for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, because this group, got a sense this might be the spot where we're going to see a wreck happen and bring out our yellow that could change this whole entire race and turn it from a green flag pit stop requirement run to a bad dash of who can protect their tires to make it to the end. And Cedric Hunter's now going to test his hand to get by the 81 at Tamer.
At the 11, though, he's still trying to get around to 17, and Hunter's going to, looks like he might clear the 81, but the 81's going to power back on that outside. Not going to be able to clear him. Hunter's still going to be stuck on the inside here going down into turn 1. These drivers are putting on some really good racing back here. They know how valuable these points are, but the risk versus the reward, will anything happen if they push too hard? Right now, though, 13's able to clear the 81 officially. You've Cedric Hunter up 1 point, position.
Also have a report, Douglas Newbigging, who was needing a good day here today. Maybe was going to have to finish inside of the top 10 to move on to the next round. After being caught up with the wreck of Shane Tarian, the 7 has pulled it into the garage, has called it an official night. Our first official DNF going to be Douglas Newbigging, going to finish most likely in 23rd, unless Shane Tarian can get out there on track and move himself to 24th. That's a tough pill to swallow for the 7. That was one of our favorites from last season. Had a very strong middle to end group for this season, and now has to just watch as the field continues to run here tonight. And Tamer and others continue to flicker back and forth for 10th, as Tamer and Norris now going to be on top of one another, battling as this is another good battle that's happening, going on for 6th.
Caution's out.
Oh boy, that's going to put us up for a long run and a bunch of aggression.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is Christopher Norris.
About 48 laps.
And it's just Jason Tamer gave space for one and not to the rest, as the 81 of Jason Tamer might be pulling along some aggressive driving with past history. Tamer and as well as John Forbes, Norris, and a couple of others have raced each other back in the ISRC Truck Series for a couple of seasons ago, and just looks like they're getting squeezed and a little bit of contact.
All right, buddy, don't give him anything at all on pit road. Be right on their bumper.
For Christopher Norris and Tamer. Tamer's not giving any space between the 38 and the 81. And they're right there, and there's the contact of the 99 into the 38. Spins Norris around and just squeezed, tapped.
Go max speed on pit road, don't speed.
Christopher Norris, another playoff contender that gets caught up with a mix-up between the 81. I mean, Justin, this is one of those things where if you're a non-playoff driver, this is head-scratching, maybe from an outside perspective, of seeing a driver kind of messing with the playoff crews.
3.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. All year, though, every race matters because what did those drivers have in their minds around one another? Was they thinking there was
probably lost one spot off that?
Slack. I'm going to race you a little bit harder. It's all about your competitors, knowing your drivers and who's around. But right now, we got these pit stops, Sam. What do you got to do? You got to get in front of these 63 and 79 if you want.
Come.
It seems like those two are the top two all night.
Is anyone willing to risk?
All right, you stayed in front of the 81. 13 got by. It's going to push you to P9.
Nelson, Ryan Kelly trying to win off a pit road and will be in second place past Bryson Hickson-Baugh. Then it'll be Brian P. Johnson's
A little too aggressive on the brakes.
That last run pretty much taught to protect the high side.
14 spots from where he started. The 52 continues.
And I got to start on the bottom
tonight. As again, just want to give note of drivers. Nick Crawford is going to be back in 25th. His race is officially done. He's ran the amount of laps that he wants to. Is back on track.
Unless somebody else has a problem.
Because of Douglas Newbegin being officially...
You always try to outbrake them. Just be careful on new tires.
Currently, we've got 20 in that position.
But we do have Ryan Kelly now on the front row. What will he have for Benjamin Nelson going into these final 45 laps? Will he have something 479 that the 63 maybe didn't have?
I just hope everybody... But there are some people here racing to get in. Zach,
he's going to be on the inside
Cody.
now, but one row back further.
I think that's all in front of me.
He's able to get back up there. It's likewise for Cody Reed, going to be 6th. We saw how fast he was on the restart. He got up to 4th, settled in, and I think he went back to 5th. Looks like he lost one spot going into the pits. But Cody Reed, he has that short run speed. If you get a couple cautions here, Sam, he might be a driver who can move to the front.
He certainly could. Want to give kudos to our producer, Robert Moyer Jr. He's trying so much to try to fix our graphics that are going on. Currently, our colors, he's already said he's done touching them because they're kind of having a mind of their own. We're coming into this race, we're hoping to have the coding right where we could have the drivers that are locked in, which is...
All right.
I really just need to not wreck.
Yeah, that's always a great idea.
I mean, top 10 is, I think, pretty much in top 10.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting 9th right now, and again, Tyrion, he's several laps down due to damage. He was ahead of you in points, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, nobody can really leapfrog me too much here.
All right, man.
Pace car's off. Ben Nelson, Ryan Kelly leading. Go.
The leader just did a 5.512 outside. Stay low. Stay low. All clear, all clear. Outside. Still there? Hold your line. All right,
Caution's
man.
out.
Caution is out.
Brian Noel wrecked.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Damn, I still got to start on the inside. That outside line is strong. I'm going to get shuffled back to 15th here.
See where he.
Pit road is now open.
Brian Noel, 15th in points.
It's the 5th. Will he be able to get another spot or two on this next restart and give himself a chance to get up there and get that win and get those points in advance?
Trying for his best as those laps continue to tick away, but for us, with the drivers trying to catch up to the pace car for this restart, I think we're going to step away one more time here tonight and give ourselves a quick break. For these drivers, we will be back in a few moments for this crew, as it's been a pleasure to give you the coverage. Last race of the round is 16, as this is race 2 of 2. The WSSR Roasted Gems Cup Series. It's been a pleasure to give you the coverage here at Legacy Phoenix, but we will be back right after this for more racing coverage. Who's moving on to the round of 11? We'll find out right after this commercial break.
Round up a little.
So, Ryan Kelly, he is 8th in points, tied with Campbell, 10 points behind you. So even if y'all finish right where you're at, you should still be good. I don't see you falling out.
Nah.
Pit road is closed.
Where's Larry Ying? Oh, Larry was fighting for it, wasn't he? So he's way back there.
I was just looking at him right now. Yep. He is further back behind you. He's 18th right now. Yeah, Larry Yingling, Cody Reed, and John Forbes are all tied in points.
Hopefully Cody just recognizes where he's at is maybe good enough to get in. And he doesn't get too aggressive. Cody and Zach are racing, so that'll be somebody to watch.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
Leader chose the inside.
Get ready. All right, man.
Pace cars off. Get ready. Ready.
Green flag,
Go, go,
green
go.
flag. Outside. The leader just did a 4.816. Still
You're
there.
clear up.
You're clear high. Clear high.
Thanks, Shane.
Ooh, Cody! Hold it, Zach! Hold it, Zach!
Oh my, the five right here, this ain't gonna work. They make it last. Bump it and bang it to the end. They're beating Vega for the lead.
Oh, there it is.
Still with the shot.
Break.
Go low. There you go. Good job.
That's as low as I can turn, and they wrecked big back there, didn't they?
Carter gets wrecked.
Yep.
It's gonna be that.
Oof.
Yes, they did.
74 gets through
Seems like you wreck me every time
somehow,
we race
and they
together,
just
huh?
completely
Cody-
demolish one
Cody was
another.
38. Is that you?
And I get to start on the right.
Trying to be the stealer.
fucking mouth, dude. You're not the track
Cedric
meet the lead,
Carter, he steals
What do you
it.
mean, dude?
Somehow drove it in.
Yeah, 38 didn't do it.
Dude, Tamer, you're such a
They
wrecking ball.
wrecked
My
each
dad
other. The
texted me,
top
stay away from the
two
81
bounced
car.
into one another. Just
Pit
too
road is now
much
open.
of side drifting off of,
I
and
don't
they
even
gotta
know
be
if they do,
careful.
guys.
Oh no, the 4 demolishes
door's
in the
open.
28.
Race clean the whole race, but then the second I say anything, it's like, let's just wreck this kid. Get him out of the way. I'll see you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and
You said the pass, you
gentlemen,
need to
for
move, yeah,
joining
not
with
pass.
us. Well, that green flag did not last for very
Bro, you're an
long,
idiot.
as we were going to come back with green flag racing, but issue strike, John
just proved it.
Forbes, and as well the 81 and Jason
even touch you,
Tamer
dude.
get into it.
I
They
just
had
watched
their bickers right before the last caution that came out, and saying it while we were under the commercial break. Watch out for these drivers, and the contact was
I don't know why everybody's mad at everybody.
just running up on
Let the
Tamer,
98
wiping himself
car
out,
by.
and
He
the
had position
81,
when the
but
yellow
went
flag
to the
came
school
out.
of Danny
Coming down at the end of the season, coming down at the end of the race.
at himself and more as they
They
continue.
gonna be mad.
Tensions are high.
One 2.0 strikes
And
here
whoever
late,
said
and
that,
a
I'm
lot
glad
of
someone's
playoff
talking
contenders
about it.
caught up in this
That's
one.
wonderful.
My name is Sam Dyer. If you're just joining us, I've got Justin Malarkey with me, Robert Moyer Jr. Ram Productions in the background. Ignore the colors on our ticker. We don't know what ghosts are controlling the colors at the moment. All the coding that we have put into trying to make sure that we had our standings right have gone wonky, and they are completely gone out of control. We hope to have this fixed for next week. But Justin, that last wreck, it changes so much for this upcoming stint, because there's some drivers that have already
Is there a lap
or it had to take
that we pit on
road and are frustrated
to get fresh tires, or is track
Yeah,
position
it really
so
did
important
change
we just stay out the rest of the
everything.
time?
It's going to shake up the points. It's been hard to keep up with the points all night. They've been shifting with all these accidents, but not all the drivers.
With these cautions, I'd say just stay
A
out.
lot of drivers are going to really look back to that accident and think,
True, it's probably gonna be several more cautions.
Might have gotten into the next round, but I tell
I
you,
would imagine so.
up front, they don't
I just hope you're not involved in them.
Ryan Kelly, they're feeling really good being on this front row.
Yeah, I went to the outside line and I was like, man, all these cars in front of me, they get to wrecking on the front stretch and it's just gonna be a pile up.
It certainly does. I would say our top 4 or 5 drivers have been pretty stable on where they've been at. Everyone else behind them, though, it has been a revolving door of who's moving up, who's falling back. And
Brian Johnson got up to 4th though. He's moving.
The scenario coming into tonight, Nick Crawford was not going to be able to do a full race. He was going to do a start and park, just trying to get the minimum amount of points. Douglas Newbigging, Shane Tarian, they didn't get caught up in a wreck.
Nelson, Kelly, Hicks, and Bob Johnson.
Early. Shane Tarian was able to get repairs done, but is 27 laps down.
All right, man, we're going
And the
green
rest of the
next
field,
time. All right, man.
there are
Line up on
about
the
4 other
outside road
drivers,
now.
4 or 5 other drivers that need to make sure that they finish inside of the currently top 12 if they want to surpass Shane Tarian on positioning. Actually, I take that back. I believe Shane was able to lead a lap for the 9, so that's actually going to make it where you have to finish inside of the top 11 if you're one of those drivers that are outside looking in that were coming into this race. So there is a lot of, you need to have a perfect race if you're going to be moving on to the round of
All right,
11.
Ben Kelly again chose the inside.
Cautions getting caught.
Brian Kelly to his outside. Brian Johnson and Hicks and Bob is going to be row 2. Hunter and Reed, row 3. Campbell and Hall.
Drivers
And then you and Chris Norris.
willing to give up position to get different tires, but if we do
Might be a little tire spin.
it'll be interesting. We saw it earlier in the race. The 79 drove through the field on new tires.
I'm about to find out. Pace car's pulling off.
All right, man.
Tries
They're ready.
stay out front, Sam. They don't want to give up
Ready.
position.
Green
Risk
flag,
getting
green
Go, go, go.
flag. Keep digging, man.
And
You're
with us
top
coming up to
10.
30 laps to go, get another quick.
Not too bad.
I see some good buddy coming to pit road.
The leader just
Jordan
did a
still has
5.03.
one set of
Not at all.
tires still waiting that for that
38 low.
pace car into pit road. We now have
You'll have to run off.
to go here tonight. Who's moving away?
Just keep them down.
16 to the round of 11.
Stay high.
Let's find out as Nelson gets a great launch down into turn number 1 side by side. Hickson the 3 as the drivers roar off the exit of turn 2. And it looks to be a little shimmy for the 63. Hickson
low,
just
clear low.
doesn't look comfortable when he's dealing with dirty air.
does not look that comfortable. Saw the car twitching, but a guy in 4th
Yeah,
position,
one inside.
Brian P. Johnson, was
All
in
clear,
our
all clear.
first accident of the night. He's been getting that car fixed throughout the night. We know he has really good speed here. He was looking forward to this race. The guy who definitely could win. He might be one of those guys that can get up there with the 79, maybe shake things up and
Why do I not have any right front?
get around the 3 and the 63 here, though, as they run side by side going to the dog leg.
Yeah,
and
one
Cedric
inside.
Hunter's right there, 5th, waiting for his move.
Clear low, clear
And it
low.
was Brian P. Johnson and Cedric Hunter that ran into one of the
38 got a little loose. She pulled back side by side with him.
28 to bring out our first caution of the day. Back
Still
at
there.
lap.
99's behind you guys.
Back in line. How well are they going to be able to test one another as
Still there.
they're kind of being sandwiched by 2 different battles? You've got the battle between Hickson, Bob, and Kelly in front of Brian P. Johnson. Then behind them, it's Cody Reed and Zach Hall for 5th place. That
You gotta try to stay a little bit lower. Keep that 38 pinch down.
All clear,
Run
all
off, clear.
are looking for an opening, but there's no get out.
Don't let them take the high side from you now.
Currently on the track as Benjamin Nelson just scoots
Damn, is it loose?
almost up
Loose down low, tight as hell up top.
over the rest of the field.
Nelson's level when he sees behind him. Those two guys go side by side. Brian P. Johnson, he's like, guys,
Try putting the left sides underneath that seam. See if that helps. That would be kind of like right in the middle.
not able to do it. These guys staying side by side. It's just allowing the field to get away from them behind, the 79 is able to get away from the field. And as the 3 and the 63 continue to battle side by side, the 3 is going to hang on his outside, coming here and get on the front straightaway. Still not able to clear him, the 63.
able to get just clear enough on the entry of turn 1. Ryan Kelly open for a better exit, won't be there. Second place, give it to Bryson Hixenbaugh. As Hixenbaugh now going to be 3/10 off of Benjamin Nelson. But Kelly will not relinquish the second place so easily. They continue to go back and forth, and it's forcing Hixenbaugh to be super aggressive on the entry of these corners and having to use up those tires on the front end, just driving it into each and every corner with so much more speed than everyone else. And now I'm curious for Hixenbaugh, what are those tires going to look like in the next 5 to 6 laps when you have Kelly? If Kelly's able to even rebound and show up, or will it have to be Brian P. Johnson and Cedric Hunter that's closing in on this group?
Especially with how hard they battled those first 4 or 5 laps after the restart, trying to get position on one another, battling hard on the inside, scrubbing those tires off. But it is under 30 laps to go, so he's hoping that the tire wear won't happen until the end of this race and then be in good shape. But right now, we're zoomed in here on the 15. Ken Campbell, we talk about him being under the radar, staying quiet, staying out of trouble. He's doing what he needs to do. Running in 8th position right here, trying to get into this top 11 to make sure he can advance to next week.
For Ken Campbell, him and tied with Brian Kelly, as they were both tied for 8th place in points coming into tonight and being inside of the top 8. This is perfect placement for both of them, as well as seeing Zach Paul and Cody Reed, both drivers having some pretty good runs here this evening. They are trying their best to just finish inside of the top 8, and that most likely will place you in a position to move on to the next round. These points are going to be so close. 8th place down to 16th in points coming into tonight. There was just a 5-point difference. And with the way John Force was caught up in that most recent wreck and the big one, and as well as Shane Terrian struggles, Douglas Newbiggie struggles, Nick Crawford doing his...
I might be loose because this is the first time I got somebody right on my bumper.
There's drivers that are outside looking in for a chance to steal
What's that?
one to maybe...
I might be loose because this is the first time I really got somebody right on my bumper. I think that's affecting it.
20
True.
laps
Yeah.
to go here tonight at Phoenix.
Under 25 to go. I want to talk about the driver, the 8 machine, running in 9th place, Brian McCann. We didn't really talk about him tonight. He's kind of had a quiet race. He seems like he's kind of been outside the top 5, but inside the top 12 and 13 all night. I know he's a driver that has great speed. He's a previous champion in other leagues. I know you mentioned Sam when I came into this broadcast. He's a driver that I watch. Definitely has speed. I'm not sure we didn't see it tonight, but I know going forward I expect a lot of
I suck at Phoenix.
a few races.
Broadcast is like, why is he doing so bad?
Some other drivers that's behind this 8 machine to watch out for. Just got the freshest tires out on track. 13th place runner, that's Danny Cochran in the...
Especially this track. I ain't been at this track in a long time.
Kudos to Larry England. He's back in the fight. Once was one of those drivers I thought would be battling.
Yeah, I was actually just saying a little bit ago. I didn't remember the last time I even seen this track.
And trying to figure out how to use it as he sees this train ahead. There's not a lot of space to work with, but Danny Cochran knows he needs to take every single pass here if he wants to just go for a win, because that's all that this 2 is running for, not in the playoffs, but the win is what he would love to grab, but needs a timing and maybe a yellow to have a chance to even fight.
Caution's out.
Line up single
We see it.
I have a feeling you're going to see some pitters here.
We're going into
Yeah.
3 previously. Wasn't able
I
to...
think I'm going to stay out, though.
You mentioned Larry England. That car looks so much better than it did before. Defenders
behind.
nice.
Unless if everybody goes in,
And it's
I think I kind of got to.
talked about needing a caution. Well, here we go. 20 laps to go, and we find ourselves with the yellow.
This will change everything, Sam. Will the leaders pit? And if they do,
If you do go down, you want to try just rights?
stay out on old tires and try and get that win.
They clearly do
Or
love it.
who will take tires if the leaders don't pit? I think is going to be split.
All right, we
It's
get-
going
you
to be
all
really
got love each
interesting.
other. Love you.
Wait to see these pit stops.
Pit road is now open.
And it's going to
Probably a pretty good idea.
tapping the rear end, spinning around the 77. And there's going to bring out the yellow flag. I just, the rear bumper, front bumper to rear bumper, we've seen those issues throughout tonight, throughout the season. And for Ollie Fonseca, right on board the 24, who has a little bit of an echo, gets a tap, has been trying to get by the 77. Just the moment has...
Was that a mistake? Damn, that was a mistake.
I think it might have been.
Ah.
Yeah, I just set you up for rights only. Yeah.
That's a racing incident right there.
Fasol.
But wow,
the leader stayed out, and then 2 more. I was like, all right, maybe it'd be half and half. Hell no, it wasn't half and half.
Those 2 drivers, they're going to move up into the 2nd row on this restart. Looks like
everybody else behind you went down pit road except for Jason Tanner.
That's going to be really hard for.
I know they're going to be like right on me.
They were probably hoping maybe.
Oh no.
To stay not getting all those cars out. They're not going to have that huge buff for Sam. It's going to be, there might be enough laps for those guys to get back to the leaders.
I'm shaking my head for Ken.
Well, we'll see if there's a caution behind you.
Like for this 15 machine, he had the track position, but he came into pit road.
I mean, I'd be lucky to get
a good spot
15th here.
Everyone that pitted, and instead stays out. And with the amount of points that he has over the drivers that are outside,
I felt like staying out. If it went 50-50, I was going to be
Campbell to move on to the next round. This is going to be a tough race.
Not at risk of being in the big wreck that's going to happen in the last 15 laps, but
cautions have been high. Lead changes have been high as well.
Don't matter now.
10, but the cautions kind of land where I was expecting them to be because of the last 3 races. We've had a range of anywhere from 7 cautions to 13 cautions at a race. And here tonight, landing right in the middle. So the field kind of doing what I predicted. But I think the one thing they don't want to hear is out of all 4 races that the WSSR has had at a Phoenix race, they have gone to overtime 3 out of the 4 attempts. So we may not be done with the yellow flags here with coming up to less than 20 laps to go.
I don't think anyone here will want to see an overtime race. That could be something that could really change. Restart, driver's going to be going crazy. You spoke about Ken Campbell being up in here right now. He's got a lot of points being up in 4th, but on this restart on old tires, if someone gets into the corner too deep and gets into him, his night could be in trouble. Something that we'll have to see as on this restart. We're going to be coming to it really soon, but 19 laps to go, Sam. That's a lot of laps on this track. That's 19 miles. That's going to be really hard to hold off on old tires.
It's going to be extremely difficult to hold off. And we saw the difference when it was just 12.
But you got the high side.
16 for Tame. 20.
I got something going for me here.
The gap is just massive to be working with. But Bryson Hixenbaugh going with a very gutsy call. Just 2 tires for the 63. That's the first time we've seen that strategy call all night long. Curious on how that's going to be working for himself the rest of the
only way I do any good here is if it's just caution
for this takeoff. Again, top 5 drivers on older tires, top 4
coming to 17 to go.
Oldest tires. And then 5th place, Jason Tamer is only on 17-lap-old tires and dealing with damage after being spun around by John Forbes, which...
What? Forbes, last time we came in, they were only 90, so we...
think John maybe felt...
Hopefully not too far off.
Because he went from being in a contention spot, moving on to the next round and fighting for a championship to now...
But here we go.
He might not even have a chance to even make
being
involved in that wreck. So the 11 might be one of those drivers you toss in the don't know category. You're going to have to wait until this race is done. If his fate is sealed,
one low, protect the high side, but don't get wrecked.
But for us, we're back to green flag.
Got 3 wide behind you.
The launch that was necessary. Campbell with a great launch as well. Watch out. It's go time. Fresh tires versus
63 to wall, you in the wall.
See what driver's able to
got
get
2 low.
Looks like Ryan Kelly on
2 wide behind you. They wreck behind you.
Get under the 81. 63 is going to be on the outside.
What about trying to
They were pushing hard. Holy cow.
To the wall a little bit. 60
oh man.
Right underneath, and now these drivers are able to stay.
I knew when I got in the wall there was going to be a wreck because that went 3 wide.
Unfortunately.
Right in front of the field, it's more drivers.
Well, they were 3 wide before you hit the wall.
Larry Yingling going to be involved. Cedric Hunter going to be collected. And
you and me both, we were pushing a little bit there.
Taking 2 tires was not the call as he gets caught up in traffic and I believe gonna get hit by Cody Reed. Spins the 63 around and it causes a chain reaction that gets a few drivers into a big mix-up. And Larry Yingling required damage for the 67, and Bryson Hixenbaugh took the tow immediately to pit road as you see the contact there, and everyone else having to scatter.
Wow, you're just seeing right here. It looks like
Yingling, Gaudio, James Heater, Forbes, Stitz, Hixenbaugh, and Crawford.
The hard impact there. The 99 was damaged. But look at the 2 car getting through there. Danny Cochran doing a great job, and Anthony Gaudio. Oh no, big damage, and that's going to just get Cedric Hunter caught up even more right there. Unfortunate.
I thought they would have a little bit more going in those turns. Hell no, it didn't have nothing.
It's changing the points every single.
I was like, hell yeah, the tires going to be cooled off. We have a little bit extra.
Hey, it was fun racing, guys. See you next week.
See you next week, Bryson. So you got caught up in that?
Yeah, good run, man. This one racing.
I mean, that was going to happen
Too
anyway.
Man, too bad you didn't go down pit road right there.
Man, there's too many cars behind me with new tires. I'd be starting dead last.
There's a lot of cars right now that are fixing damage.
Pit road is closed.
And there's still enough laps for the top 5 to fall back.
Yeah, but I would have came out 17th, though. 10 spots. A couple more of these cautions, I might get a 15th. You got to think of that, too. 2 spots.
It might. If you could and also end up 15th.
Maybe.
At least you would have a fighting chance.
It's pick which direction do you want to go. Do you want to go back to 15th or forward to 15th?
I'd like to go back to 15th with 4 brand new tires.
Another driver, watch out for how far will Brian fall. Again, McCann came into this race with 11 point with points wise. He's going to be on old tires, on some of the oldest tires. Now has fallen to 7th place.
About to pull out some of that champion magic, I guess, right?
How far he'll fall.
As long as I don't hit the damn wall.
Caught up in wrecks and have.
I do got to start on the inside, so that
Alright, man, we're going
sucks.
green next time. Bye.
That outside was the
Line
advantage.
up on the inside row.
Falling down through the leaderboard.
And then I might get wrecked here. That's another thing to think about.
Johnson finishes inside of the top 17. The 28 is locked into.
We're definitely going to go 3 wide.
I hope not.
Like for Benjamin Nelson, Brian P. Johnson, as long as they stay up front, they feel confident. But again, they're on those older tires. If we even go clean and green for 3 to 4 laps, they're going to fall dramatically through this field. But that's if we can stay clean and green.
That is if we can stay clean and green. But the thing that they are slowly having working for them in their favor is with these accidents and wrecks.
A leader again on the bottom line.
Laps down.
Johnson 2's outside. Ken Campbell Kelly.
In the top 15 and
Tamer, Hall, Norris, and you.
just hate to see it. Ken Gamble, someone who ran a nice clean race, have any problems here at the end.
But it is out of our control. We are trying our best.
Pace car's about to pull off.
We can.
Right,
right now, Bryson
Coming to the line. Ready.
Going over chance to grab another position for the 9 machine. But up front, it's Benjamin Nelson, Brian P. Johnson, Ken Campbell, Kyle Rochelle, Ryan Kelly, excuse me, going to be those top 4 drivers.
38 on you tight. 13
3 wide, you're in the middle.
outside. 3 wide, you're in the middle.
You got 1 inside. You're 2
Clear
wide
up.
there. 3 wide, you're in the middle.
77 throwing it in. 3 wide, you're in the middle again. 2 low, 77 up. Hold your line. Hold your line.
Outside. You're 2 wide there.
Clear up.
You're clear high. Clear high. You got 1 outside. All clear. All
Clear
clear.
up.
Flag. And here we go, Justin. Down into turn.
99 outside. Right rear bumper.
Kelly, Zach Hall, they need to
Still clear.
now to make those passes for the lead.
Look at Ryan Kelly on the outside with those tires. Gonna gap
24. Thought about giving you a little bit of a love tap. Clear up.
Drops to the inside, trying to get around the 28. Look at the ability just to outbreak 28 getting into that
24 left side.
Still there. Hold your line. The car in C2 just hit the fastest lap. 27.
Still there.
9,
just able to drive through there with his fresh tires. He's gonna clear a car.
He's loose, catching it. Still there.
In the corner, Brian McCann is
99 and 24 inside.
place for the 8 machine. Ken Campbell is
Now just a 99.
5th place, but how far and quickly will he start to drop as Ryan Kelly taking the charge, taking the point, wants to take the lead here.
Clear low.
Reckon stay low.
Go low. All right, man. Caution is out.
I don't know if that was my fault or not,
Line
but
up
if
single
it was,
file.
I am
Your
horribly
road is
sorry.
Going into turn number 3.
Oh, Brian, now is a good time to come on down pit road.
Benjamin Nelson. Tire difference is too great. Kelly has got the momentum and is going to take this lead at some point, but they need this race to stay green as they cross the line. It's going to be 10 laps to go. The madness is still stacked up around 8th on back.
I got the 13th, though.
But he's right there, Justin, sitting at a turn number 2. There's the speed, the momentum, and the dash through the dog leg to set up the 3 for the lead.
Great. Kelly just able to turn to the left, coming out of the corner and carry the momentum.
How this season has gone for this 32 machine after
let's try
it's Glenn.
no fuel.
In the fate, the momentum has
No
swung.
fuel. All right.
It's a 99
I just changed it.
Tires are lucky though, guys.
So all
Okay.
tires, no fuel. I don't know if that's going to help or
Try to
hurt,
keep
but
it light, huh?
yeah, I don't know. 8 gallons.
Favor as the older tire, Benjamin Nelson tried to squeeze the Kelly for the second week. Kelly for the second week.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. We can repair most of the damage.
Good stop.
All right, that's it. Go.
All right, sir. Come on out. Clear track.
Let's hit the tires. Make them last the rest of the race. Line up single file. Catch the 9 car. Catch the
Still in
9
15th.
car.
Oh, hell, them things were still 91, 93. They was still had a sticker on them.
Let the
No.
9 car by.
All right. Now it's your turn to go ripping around the outside.
Maybe.
3, 4 wide.
Yeah, but there's probably going to be another one.
Benefit you.
As long as I ain't in it.
Exactly. Got your eye in the sky.
I might be able to get it top 10 here.
Think you can get top 5.
Top 5? Hell no. Unless there's a massive wreck and I dodge it.
There you go. That's how it happens. So Zach Hall leading.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row. 5 to go at the line.
This is less than optimal.
This is less than optimal.
Tough race.
Yeah.
Got wrecked once. Bad pit strategy. That's why we're back here.
All right, again, Zach Hall leading in that 32. He is on the inside. 79
Get
outside.
ready.
Car's
All
off.
right, man, the pace car is in.
Ready? Ready? Go, go,
Green,
go.
green, green.
The leader just did a
6.563. Got one outside. Stay low.
Clear up.
Inside. Still there. Hold your line. Still there.
There was a car floating.
Stay high. Still there. Hold your line. All clear. All clear.
Clear low. Two spots in one lap. Keep it going.
Oh man, they hit.
Yeah, they are 3 and 4 wide up ahead.
Inside. Clear low. Clear
Wrecking low,
You got
wrecking
one
low.
inside. Go high. All right, man. Caution is
Keep
out.
going, keep going,
Caution
keep
is
going,
out.
keep going.
Line up single file.
There you
Your
go.
road is closed.
Good job,
Oh,
sir.
that guy behind me got screwed.
Let the 24 car by.
Yes, he did.
The race has been extended.
Come
so we
on,
can have a
whoever
green
said
white
that.
checkered finish.
Vulture?
I got shoved down into 77. I don't know which car went which direction. I just know I got like bolted into you.
Pit road is now open.
And just like that, P10.
Clear meatball, eh?
Nah, I gotta let this guy by.
What is
He's got
Iris?
pit.
No. Yep.
Yeah, they had a massive stack up front.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't wreck in 1 and 2 there.
This trial was impossible. I got to fix now.
Looks like you're gonna crack this top 10. Ben Nelson went down pit road.
Let him by on the outside.
And Nelson probably got some damage off that. That was a pretty hard contact. I don't know how he didn't wreck.
Let the 9 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Hell, back up to 9th. That's about where I was at when I had decent tires. What was I, 7th, 8th?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's Brian Johnson in front of me. So who's on? So
Yeah.
Ken.
Three spots up. Yeah.
Okay, so Tamer, Campbell, and Johnson is on old tires
Pit road
here.
is closed.
The 3 cars in front of me are on old tires.
Yeah. Tamer was on pit road last on lap 125.
It's possible I get a 6
Campbell
here.
was 113. Johnson was 113. Yeah. Cody Reed is the first one that went down on lap 140.
Got to start on the inside though, so that sucks.
Have faith, young Padawan.
3 wide. Ooh, 81's got big damage.
Yeah, his car's all lopsided.
I really don't want to wreck Ken, or I don't want to wreck anybody, but really don't want to wreck Ken here.
All right, man, we're going green next time.
I don't know
by.
the speed
All right,
difference
man,
between
line up
my
on
new
the
tires
inside
and his
row.
old.
Let's see.
My main focus here is just to get around safely the 3 cars with old tires, and then I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam's starting in the 99 to your outside. He went down pit road lap 153, the same as you. So he's sitting about the same.
And he's got the advantage on the outside, so I might just be stuck here.
Yeah.
Top 10, rather have top 10 than...
The 3B. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get ready.
All right, again, leaders on the inside. Pace car's
All
pulling
right,
off.
man. The pace car is in.
Ready. Go.
Green, green, green. All right, looks like you're in the top 10. The leader just did a 6.783. All right, man, 2 to go.
You're clear up.
Got 1 outside. All right,
One
man,
outside.
white flag, 1 more left to go. Stay low. Still there?
Hold on.
You're clear high. Clear high.
Clear up.
Got 1 outside. Stay low. Still there? Hold your line.
Drag race
Good job,
off.
Zach. I'm proud of you, man. Took up plenty of yourself in position.
Dang, you got me.
P8.
Yeah,
There's the flag, man.
that
It's
outside
over.
line is, even on
Good
old tires,
recovery,
it's
though,
not
Brian.
good.
Go, man. Good job,
Yeah,
driver.
we'll take it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great recovery.
The car in P20
Should put us in the playoffs. That's what we're concerned with.
7.7
Easily.
3.
Yeah. Guessing the broadcast died again.
Yeah, my phone even turned off. It like ended.
Love you, Cedric.
Good one, Zach.
Do you remember what lap that was on that we got wrecked at the start?
I hate that I played out
Let me
all those
see.
yellows, but how it is, I guess.
Maybe it wasn't at the start. The hell was it at?
Uh,
Here's some damage.
Hold on. I'm looking at lap 18 right now.
Was it that early?
Yep. Lap 20.
Yeah, he
lost her.
had to lock him up, got in the back of 15. And hell, I can't turn down anymore. You know, we're on the max there. I can't. I tried to hit the brake.
There's nothing you could do.
Yeah, because I was heavy on the brake. I even had him locked up too, I believe. Look at Zach though. Holy crap. Let's go back to his in car. What a maneuver.
Wow. Look at him.
That's pixel perfect on that front nose, I think. You know he was puckered. Them guys behind him didn't fare out too well, though. Wow, Norris got a little bit of it, but Norris followed him through. Yingling probably got it bad. I got hit pretty good there on that left.
Yeah.
There. Shane got
Yeah, but there's no damage though. Hit you on the driver's side door too, and there wasn't a scratch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, that one got me on the left front a
You
little.
didn't get any damage until you got hit on the front.
Yeah. Left front got jacked. Didn't affect my right.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much, a little bit. A little pushed in.
You can see the door frame sticking through the door. All right, man. Good race.
Same bat time, same bat channel next week. I will see you then.
Yep, take it easy. Thanks for spotting as always.
Always, you're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Somebody has already put a protest in? Oh. No, that was earlier. I was trying to find the schedule here. So we got to go to Iowa and then Legacy, Kentucky for the next 2 rounds. Or no, next 2 races of the next round of playoffs. And then 5 more drivers will be eliminated. So it will be top 6 make it through. So that one's going to be a little bit more tougher. It's going to be real tough to get in the top 6. I was top 4 coming in tonight, so doable, but tough. We'll see you next time. Later.